Today is July 27th, 2025. This is part 2 of Camp Creek. I accidentally stopped my last video. So this is up the draw further. So it looks like they've kind of been moving that part of it, and it looks like there's water pooled up there behind. Just to put into perspective where I'm at. Up that way, not too far, is where the work site is, where they park all the vehicles. So you can see that they put in another road here. Looks like they've been kind of moving some of that material right there. And then of course when you get right there, you can see that they've been moving that out. So I'm gonna pause it and walk up the road a little bit. But that's what that's looking like right there. All right, pausing it. So I'm just kind of walking down the road. You can no longer get into this access point that has been blocked off for a while. That's kind of looking from the direction in which I just came. And I guess I've never really read the signs before. That notice says park is permanently closed as of May 12, 2023. No day use. Access to the site will be blocked. Trespassing will be reported to the Siskiyou County Sheriff's Department. Lower Klamath Project. I'm sure you can read the rest of that. But this is what this part is looking like. And that would be the head of Scotch Creek, that direction. So you can see all along here, there's no trespassing signs. The fence is right here. So this is all closed off to the public. This is another look at that area that I was just looking at, where Camp Creek is. So that's going the little road across, and up around the tree on the other side is where that pool of water is. So you can see that they've got rocks right there. So I'm going to pause it as I walk around these trees. So this is coming into the head where Scotch Creek and Camp Creek come in together. You can see that they've been doing some work in here. I think I'll walk down to the fence. I can probably see better. Give me 1 second. So I'm walking up here to the fence to see what I can see from here. What it's looking like. You can see that there's some, like I said, the water is trickling. There is a little bit of movement down there, not a whole lot. I'm trying not to go too fast for you. But you can see where they've been starting on the bank. They must be moving some of the trees out of the way that they put in there last year. Because you can see where they've moved the bank right here. You can see where they've moved it off on this side as well. I'm still not sure what the big mound of dirt is. Could be just the excess dirt that they're not sure what to do with, I'm assuming at this point. You can see that some of the water truck is still here. An excavator. So I'm going to pause it, go up around the trees. So this is what it's looking like on this side. You can see where they got their road. I can definitely see where they've probably moved some of the trees out of the way that were there before, that they put in last year. A couple of those trees right there they put in last year. So I can see that they are doing some bank work area here, because some of this area isn't as steep as it used to be. You can see some of the trees that they put in from last year. It looks like they got a lot of woody debris over there. But this is what it's looking like right now. So I'm gonna pause it and go on up the road. All right, so I came up the road a little bit from where I was. I was over on that point, kind of showing what everything is looking like. Definitely some changes going on up here since I was up here last. Looks like they're working in this area. And they put in a little culvert right here. I'm not sure if that's just temporary or if that's just for them to be able to cross. You can definitely see that they're doing a lot of work in here. Up, that would be the Camp Creek arm. Oh, sorry, I'm a little high. So I'm not sure what they got going on right up in this gulch. If they're kind of moving the creek, or I'm not sure what's going on in here, but you can definitely see that there's work being done. I'm not really seeing any water flow except for right there where the culvert is. Up that arm over there would be Scotch Creek. So right here would be where Scotch Creek and Camp Creek come in together. You can see that they've moved out some of the woody debris that they put in last year. So it'll be interesting to see what their final outcome is in here. Looks like all the dump trucks are parked up there for the weekend. Looks like they have still at least a couple excavators and the water truck. Just kind of show you what this whole area is looking like. But they're definitely doing some work down in this section too. They've pulled a lot of sediment out, made it wider. There's not the big high drop-offs like there used to be a few weeks ago. So anyways, that's what Camp Creek is looking like from here. I'm gonna pause it. So I came up just a little bit. Thought I'd stop right here really quick. Kind of see what's going on down in here. This right here is one bench. Just on the other side of that would be Camp Creek. Still not quite sure what they're doing with that dirt mound. If that's just extra dirt that they don't know what to do with, I don't know. So I came up around the bend. This would be Scotch Creek. They're definitely clearing all this out. There used to be a lot more vegetation and woody debris here. That's probably what all that is right there. They've just kind of pushed it, I'm assuming. So they're definitely clearing all this area out. Looks like they're removing some trees. So yeah, they're definitely doing a lot of thinning here and clearing out. Because if you look, that would be Scotch Creek that's kind of flowing through right there. So anyways, I'm going on and around. Just for perspective, this is what it's looking like over at Camp Creek. I'm kind of wondering if they're doing the same thing over in Camp Creek. We'll find out when we get around. So we're up here at the head where Scotch Creek and Camp Creek come in together. You can definitely see that they're doing a lot of work in here. Just up the creek, I could see where they're crossing Scotch Creek. I can kind of hear some water trickling in there, so there must still be a little bit of flow. It definitely looks a lot different up here. They're definitely thinning everything out. can see that there is a little bit of water there. But it definitely looks a lot different than it did a couple weeks ago. Let me see if I walk down here by the gate. And that's where all the vehicles park. This is the day use area that you can no longer use. But yeah, it's definitely looking different up here. Like I said, you used to, back when the lake was here, there used to be a dock that you could walk out on over the lake. And so when you used to be in this area, all you could see was the lake. I can hear something. I'm not sure if it's a deer or what it is over in the bushes. I haven't seen it yet. But that's kind of what it's looking like right here. So I think I discovered what I was hearing. It's turkey. So a couple of the turkeys, they're still here. Normally I see them higher up above the roads and on the hillside, so anyways, that's what I was hearing. So we came around the bend and this would be Camp Creek. So it looks like they're also thinning out Camp Creek. I can actually kind of see down in here now. Before I couldn't. Camp Creek is right there. It looks like there's still some water flow. So they're definitely doing some work and thinning all this out and getting all the wood out. So you can still see that there are vehicles over here, some dump trucks, a couple excavators. Oh, look, there is a deer. Oh, it looks like a little fawn from this year. So I'm sure mom's somewhere around. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think, dump trucks. Couple cats, water truck, 3 excavators, and all the wood debris that's still here. And that's the dirt mound. Just do a little drive with you guys while we're driving. So this would be all the sediment that they've moved from the creek beds. You can still see the juniper trees are here. Pause it for a second. And then you can see over there where that crossing is that we saw earlier. This is kind of looking back up the creek bed. I can continue on down, that's fine. We're gonna go around the tree. And that would be looking down towards the Klamath River.